Hello, this is a McFarlane's Dragons The Rise of Man figure. This is the Water Clan one. This was part of the Series 8 line of McFarlane's Dragons, which consisted of the Berserker Clan, the Hunter Clan, the Eternal Clan, and the one we're going to be looking at here, the Water Clan Dragon. And this was the last series that was ever released of the Dragons in 2008, and it was part of that weird thing where a lot of stuff ended in 2008 and a lot of series and things were left incomplete, like the Warriors of the Zodiac ones. But at least with the McFarlane's Dragons, they managed to get like 8 series out, so there are plenty to collect if you're into them. This is probably closer to being a statue than it actually is to being an action figure, but it is very nice looking. And the detail on these things is really impressive. There's a bit of a write-up on the back here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that, but if you want to try and read that, now's your chance. And you can actually get a lot of the information and other pictures of other figures and stuff like that from the spawn.com website, and just look up the McFarlane Dragons, and there's a story and a lot of backstory and things like that that go along with these figures. So yeah, details, all that sort of stuff. It looks very nice in package, but I think it's time to get it out and take a closer look, so stick around and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so out of the packaging you've got this display piece that you could potentially put it in front of. Inside we've got a little bit on the Spawn Age of Pharaohs, which came out in May 2008. I've got a few of those, but I don't have the complete set. And also a little advert for the Legend of the Blade Hunters, but other than that, nothing particularly amazing. Alright, you get the base, which is quite a good base actually. It's very solid. It's got this hard plastic in the bottom of it with a softer plastic on the top in the blue, which is very similar actually to the Beowulf Dragon's base, although with the Beowulf Dragon one the base isn't as solid and it's got a tendency to warp. But yeah, there's a lot of similarities with the Water Dragon and the Beowulf Dragon, with the little guys hanging off of them and all of that. So looking at the figure, there's a lot of nice detail on this. The body, the ribs, the scales, it's got a good mixture of gloss and flat paint on it. So it's just got a nice look to it. The legs have little wire rods coming out the bottom of them, and because these legs are quite skinny, they've actually run a metal bar inside there just to give it a bit of sturdiness. And it's also actually got a wire running through the tail, and you can actually use that to pose the tail if you wanted to, which is a cool added feature to it. Unfortunately though, they didn't do that with the arms, and the arms on this guy have warped quite badly. The left one isn't as obvious, but the right arm, this is positioned where it's supposed to be. Let's move my camera up a little bit. That's positioned where it's supposed to be, but that arm should be out here like this. Well, according to the picture, let's grab that. According to that picture there, as you can see, the arm goes out a lot further there, where here it's basically smacking him in the face. So that's a shame. They could have added an extra rod in there to keep it in place. But yeah, the articulation, it moves at the shoulders, it twists at the head, got movement at both legs, although like with it going on the base this isn't really very practical. And I suppose the tail counts as articulation as well, so counting the tail, it's got 6 points of articulation, which is pretty good. Just stick it on the base now. So yeah, on the base as well you've got a little, as you can see, the little pegs there, and it's a bit more rubbery than it is on the actual plastic, and they just go in and line up. And then you got the toes, they go into the little holes and the small splashes. This one's a little bit warped, it's not sitting in there properly, but that's not much of a issue. And there it is. So there he is on his stand, and yeah, I like it. I think he looks quite nice. He's a little bit small, but he still looks quite good. It's a big shame though about the arm, the way that arm's walked out. If I can get that to sit more like this, then I think that'll be much better. They've managed to get some good detail into the soldier or knight or whatever he is. He's there's some nice detail on the armour there. He doesn't have any paint detail on his face, but I don't know if that will show up on camera, but he's got a little silver crown or bandana going around his head. Very similar really to the Beowulf figure on that Beowulf dragon. He's attached through the wing with this barbed spear or something like that. The rope is actually a very soft plastic, but it seems quite strong. It doesn't look like it's going to... No, it doesn't look like it's going to break. The face detail on this thing is very nice. I mean, the paint even goes into the mouth. I mean, there's so much going on there. And although it's only really, it's sort of two shades, it's like a light and a dark shade in there, it's picking out a lot of detail. It's like a snake mouth or something like that. So this was McFarlane's Dragon Series 8 Water Clan Dragon. I'm not sure if it's just to do with the age, but the warp to that arm there, it was a little bit disappointing. But otherwise, the look of it, the amount of paint application, the detail, the contrast between the glossy parts and the flat parts, and all of that sort of stuff have really make this quite an impressive looking figure or statue, whatever you want to call it. I think if you are a fan of dragons, things like that, this is probably a very cheap way of adding to your collection, because if you wanted to actually buy something like this that was a statue, it would probably cost about 3 or 4 times the price. So in terms of value, this is probably a good investment, but it's just a bit of a disappointment that he can't hold that arm very well. Hopefully over time I can get that to sit where it should, but for now I think it still looks pretty good. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll have more coming up soon. And the next one of the McFarlane's dragons I'll be reviewing will be the Hunter Clan one. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.